default already for Envy, but Sentinels, they're playing real heavy over towards C and B.
Yeah, this is interesting, at least from the Envy side in terms of the buy they've gone for. Frenzy for Victor, Frenzy for FNS. So they've sacrificed a lot of utility, it feels like already. FNS with a quick charge up. He's looking to maybe find an early kill, but it's a lot of contact. And you're right, I love it too, because Envy, they flip back to the A side.
No, and it's such a commitment to literally throw out your killjoy of all characters, of all agents, as an entry. And for the rest, it all works, because the only person playing up here on site is the Sova. A couple shock darts later, and now Shazam going over towards Heaven, trying to help out Sick. He does get a little bit of damage, and potentially a kill for himself. The 1-1 stat line for him is currently helping out his squad, but Ye still trying to frag out. Shazam with the second kill. Crash is now the last one remaining in a 1v4, and the round is pretty much done anyways. He's on the flank. Shazam not only gets 2 kills, gets an assist, and gets the defuse. That Hunter's Fury is charging up quick, and it's a round for Sentinels.
Yeah, already 4-8 for Shazam. You're 100% right. He can get that online super early, and he's presented those kills because he's very quick to make that rotation to Heaven. No smoke coming out from Envy to block his line of sight, and I mean, Shazam is presented with free kills. Sick is there as well to maybe make that contact immediately after Shazam feels like he needs to peel away. Sentinels, they got bamboozled, at least in the very start, but they were very quick to get back on their feet. Envy, with that spike plan, are feeling confident enough to go for a buy here. A Spectre, a Stinger, and even a Sheriff and a Marshal to work with. So it's a scattered buy, whereas on the side of Sentinels, a lot more confident. Ten's picking up that Judge towards the short side, and Sick looking for a long-range engagement here as he takes the flash and gets the info.
And it's all that he's going to get. No one else exactly following up over in Garage. It's just going to be that first contact peak to at least let the Cypher in the middle of sight breathe a little bit better. In answer, though, Sick has gone back over towards Garage, just trying to play perimeter. The rest, at least in terms of this hold over towards B, they really only need one player here. Look at the amount of util.
Yeah, 2 trips and that Gravel immediately as soon as they feel that contact. So instead, Envy have decided to work back up into Garage for a C split, and well, you only need one player in B, and that's where you can spread the other 2 towards that C side. And there are 3 players here, essentially. If Zombs makes that quick rotation, contact drawn out here. Dapper ready for this early fight. He's not going to get full blinded, but he still needs to reposition as he's all alone now.
Oh no, and it's game of cat and mouse. We're trying to circle around the site, and everyone from Envy just has the right angles. Sentinels, they try to run for the hill, but now they're just left out with a 2-man disadvantage.
Tens coming in a little bit late with this Judge here. I mean, yes, they've got lesser guns, but that doesn't mean they're out of the fight. Envy, huge end up dropping a player. Ten's up close. There's the swing. He draws attention, and now we're back to a 2-1-2. Both trying to play together. Shazam's still continuing to go. It's up to Sick here, 1v2. Has to get the transfer, but he's got not enough bullets. 2-1, or apologies, 1-1, as Envy somehow win out the 4 spot.
It feels like a 2-1, but that was a 4v2.
Right.
I mean, that was everything for Envy. Sully, that round, yes, it might have been the lesser guns, but Envy had armor. Envy, at the end, they had the SMGs, and they had a 2-man advantage. If anything, that was Envy's loss through and through. Sentinels, they could have done a little bit better off that first contact, and I commend them for having a stack of util over on B, but it's a breakdown in defense that still works out for them.
Yeah, it feels like it's I mean, it's a Sentinels loss. I mean, Envy should not have let it get that close, but it doesn't matter. That's their force up. Here's their bonus. They reinvest heavily, and while up against Sentinels is just pistols, this round feels heavily in favor of Envy. A quick push towards this A side. Yes, there are 3 players, now a 4th and a 5th rotating, but with the lesser guns and the time that Envy still has, I mean, that Aldron's going to get a whole lot of information. You see the util dump. You can back out, but they don't really care. They go headfirst into the sites, and while they're there to clean it up, a flawless round with nobody taking any damage.
There you go. Not a single point of health taken away. And everyone in Sentinels going down in a heap. I mean, I would have actually called that potentially a successful setup, because literally everyone was on the A site. A decent stack, decent idea. But yes, we do get to move on into the next round, hopefully with a little bit more even of a buy throughout our screen. Yes, Sentinels, they do actually pick up the early op.
Yeah. Especially on this map. I mean, you talk about it in a sniper's paradise. Well, this is it. And Tens is going to look to challenge. We see Tens kind of play this sole position with the assist of, at times, Sick and Shazam. But as soon as he kind of has his position unlocked, they will leave him. And so 2 players backing out of sewers. Sick with that early rotation. Now that Tens is in prime position, but that's not a miss that you want to see him hitting. And well, he does end up bringing it back for a 1 for, at least for now, just the 1.
Well, it is 1, but it's still contact on a 2nd. And not only that, but he's actually positioned himself a little bit better for some more information. If anything, Tense, he's just presuming that the site could be a little bit safer. Still very much on his toes. But the rest of his opponents are all over towards that C site. It's only going to be one player over towards that back line. Dapper trying to hold it down with a spray down, and he's able to get a whole lot of damage. Out goes that shock dart from Shazam. That's actually a big save. One of their players was down to 11 HP. FNS still trying, though. He's down to 32, and he has to run away after he gets a cheeky frag.
Yeah, and he can get the heal back up, so he'll be at full HP. Albeit with no shield. Never mind, he's just stuck at the 85 mark. 2 versus 3. One's got an op, that being in the hands of Tens. And I think Tens isn't really looking to battle for this unless Shazam can get something. Never mind, he was just looking out
They
for
can
a
definitely
lurk.
fight for this. And they absolutely will. It's going to be a 2-man crossfire back over towards tunnels. Shazam. He's going to run right into the alarm bot, isn't he? Oh, Tens. A 1v3 that he was almost able to pull off a little bit earlier, but it's an impossible scenario. A great setup, too. You had FNS ready for the wide string right in the middle of sight. And just like that, it's going to be Envy with a very safe third round, and Sentinels finally left down to their own devices.
Yeah, you reset Sentinels here. That huge investment in this round with that operator is definitely going to make things a lot more costly. So it's a full eco here. Coming out, I'd imagine, from the side of Sentinels, whereas Envy, 3 players alive, economy starting to build on this attacking side, and man, those sky flashes are deadly. The fact that FNS is able to make that drop and find that kill in garage and open up the entirety of the site with Dapper alone and back, huge opening from FNS. And while Sentinels, they pay the price. 5 sheriffs, yes, they do have that run it back, but I don't think this is the round they want to use.
No, don't think so. But again, if they can get a fast take over here on site, they can utilize that Hunter's Fury after and just play as much time as possible. But it needs to be a fast take because look at Sentinels. All 4 are here. The running back could go out, but no, it's not going to happen. And the Hunter's Fury isn't going out either. It's the pistols trying to hold back the site. And Envy, yes, it's clean. They don't even have to utilize that much utility. They're right into the middle of sight, safe and clean. And Tens says hello to the turret in the mid side.
Okay, Tens. He's good for one. He's gonna get guaranteed charge up this ultimate. All right, Tens. A little bit of flash, a little bit of pizzazz. That's all it really is. He gets the ult charge out, which is probably the biggest thing. So now Sentinels have got 3 major ults to play with. Tens, I don't think is gonna have enough for the operator, at least in this instance. So play around that Blade Storm and imagine is what he's gonna do. You have again that run it back, that Hunter Syria as well. Never mind.
Yeah.
He's gonna sacrifice the shields instead, light shields.
Yeah, I barely thought he did because Sick earlier, he had just about 5k. He was the one that dropped 10. So in the same situation, just about 5.3k. Tens is just going to buy up himself 0 issues. We're still looking out for the knives in the hands of Tens too, so he still has that backup option. He has a little bit of a cushion. But as we head into the rest of this round, or really just the round period, it's Envy up in middle. Look at the early pick.
Looking for a challenge to give Tens a little bit more confidence. He had to lock down Garage because now you see the predicament Tens is in. It's like, where does he go? Hunter's Fury to take him down. Ooh, second shot misses, and Tens he is going to stay alive, but for how long is the real deal? That lockdown, not going to catch anybody detained. Tens up close. Oh, he's going to get punished as soon as he takes the heat.
Cheeky idea from Tens. Gets broken down, and now the rest of Sentinels trying to barrel their way forward. Zombs, just good eyes period, even watching over towards that mid side. And out goes Sentinels again. They've now gotten 2 kills off of this flank alone. Now this could get fun. Out goes the neural theft. They know at least the general direction of their opponents. Dapper's able to get another one, equalizing the round at a 2v2. Marv's waiting out for a second player through that Cosmic Divide. Has no clue that Zombs is there, but Zombs walks right into his crosshair. Well done by Marv. It's just good patience, period. 5-1, and Envy continues their reign of terror.
Yeah, those last 2 players are kind of just walking in blind. You're rushing through a Cosmic Divide. You have that lack of vision, and all the advantages lied there with Marv. He's able to pick those 2 up. Envy 5-1. Like you said, the dominance continues in a row, 5 rounds, and Sentinels only 1 round is coming off of that pistol. So they do serve those 3 ults. I imagine Tens is going to be looking to use that Blade Storm given the fact that he's gone for full shields. The buy scattered as expected from Sentinels, whereas Envy, economy starting to build. They got the operator in hand for Ye. Flash goes out. I don't think Ye saw anything because he was full blinded, but I don't think the bird got anything either really of importance.
No, it's direct contact over towards that mid side. And this is that same idea that we had very, very early on in the game. If not, it was like the first round that we saw FNS essentially on a fake over towards Garage. He's really just playing contact. He could just be there waiting up for a flank or a rotator. And Indeed, that just might be the dynamic. Tens! Oh. Oh, a hit and run and long. And he's able to back out easy. And look at Zoms with a contact over and long. With a Marshall, he's able to get a kill. Did he make it a second? Victor over and long trying to make his way up.
And he's got stars to play with as well. He can get another tag. No! Zoms with a clean headshot. And tag with smoke. They're going big. They've gone huge. A thrifty round coming out of Sentinels. And it starts with knives. And it ends with heads being popped with Marshals and Spectres.
And the op is saved. Rifles are over. Oh my word. This is everything Sentinels could ever ask for. Rifles galore. Nobody goes down. Most of their pistols are going to stay on. Their economy is now back, and it's desperately, it's literally the momentum that they wanted from that second round conversion. They got a little bit late. Let's see what they can do with it.
Wow, quick scope coming out from Zoms to find that kill. Locks
Marshall
everything
go crazy
down.
nowadays.
Man, Sentinels, it's the Marshall era. And while they have a second round, it's Envy that have all the advantages. Stars lined up here again. Tens on the opposite side of the map as Dapper is going to start to make a rotation as feels as though that this is going to be at least a B or C hit, given the fact that Ten's pushed up so far. I like the info play that Sick went for. Unfortunately, he doesn't get as much as he was hoping. That turret, those bullets slowing him down, presenting itself perfectly to the player in window. So re-exec is the name of the game here for Envy towards this A side. Owl drone to go in, but a default for the mid round.
Yeah, not very valuable info whatsoever. Really just trying to go for a pick off of that run it back, but fortunate for Tens. He had a fairly safe angle over towards long. It's just common shoulder peek anyways. Goes down to the off angle. He has two players in the middle of this A site potentially to try to avenge him. That recon bolt is gonna catch him off. Dapper now stuck in the back. The grab well keeping him back, but Zoms trying to help him out off the crossfire. Dapper currently full flash, trying to go for the wide swing, but it's easy now for Crash G's. And yes, the Hunter's Fury is going to connect, but it simply doesn't matter. And no way! Sick has the spike! It's a man disadvantage now for Sentinels. But with just about 30 seconds left, it's a man down now for Envy, and Sick pulls it off out of nowhere. A 1v2 for Sick. He holds on to the spike. Sick may have just stolen the round from his enemies.
Underneath their noses, the Red Bull clutch in a 1 versus 4 essentially drops the spike, and I don't even know how he's able to muster this clutch off the spray. He knows where Marv is. But man, the spike going down, and I mean, with an operator up close, what do you do if you're Yay? Time is of the essence, and
You had to get there
Sentinels,
quick.
somehow, some way, Sick gets it done. I mean, Sentinels have made a video. He is so clutch, and Envy, with that play, it's going to force him down to a much weaker vibe than they were anticipating. Tens. Not gonna land that shot, but he's still got a chance.
It's gonna be that same dynamic though. Reset might be coming soon for Envy, and it might be a desperate scenario. Look at the amount of util down. Out goes the Nebula, out goes the Nova Pulse, but now in goes finally the take. Guiding Light in the front line. In goes the rest of Sentinels trying to hold it back. 3 more plays remaining. It's Yay and Victor. Oh, Yay! No, he didn't get the knife kill, but he pulls out the sidearm. It's 4. It's pure chaos. It's a 1v2 for Shazam. Shazam, he gets peeked out. Shock dart out. It's 12 HP for Victor. He can heal. It's 1 bullet to the body from Shazam that will do it. And as the dust subsides, it is Sentinels landing on their feet.
Dude, what is going on in this game? It's as chaotic as Icebox and as close as we can have it. 5-4 from a 5-1 deficit. Sentinels have found 3 rounds in a row. I can't even describe that round. All I saw was a knife being thrown and then a melee being stabbed from
a
Yay.
knife being thrown, a knife being used.
What is going on? Sentinels, they lose 4 players, and now, I mean, you compare both economies, they are in very similar stature. Sentinels could get fully reset here, whereas Envy, they have that cushion of the max loss bonus.
And in terms of the macro of the actual round, that's the first time that Envy has attempted anything like that, and Sentinels has just dissipated any chance of this ever happening ever again. In goes the hold over towards mid. Zoms is now here to try to help out. Here goes the peek from Sick. Out goes the combo from Zoms. He's only able to get that second. There's another person over in bottom mid. Victor out, and it's Shazam. 3 players from Sentinels having a war for that mid side, and Envy at that exact same time, they take advantage of an MTC.
Sova and Astra versus Sova and Astra. Marv is getting aggressive in the garage. He knows he's on low HP. He needs to find an advantage, and he might have one.
Oh, he's getting
discipline. He doesn't flick. He waits. He listens. He watches, and now
No way!
he whiffs.
No!
He whiffs the chance, and now the spike. It's not in their favor. He goes for a second, and he's gonna get denied. Spectre long range doesn't get it done, and Zoms denies the 2 of them. The play that could have won it is the one that spoils their fun. Sentinels tie things back up 5-5.
How many times are we going to see it? How many times are we going to see players with the most optimal scenario possible just not able to pull it off? I mean, just unfortunate, really. The timing not in his favor, able to follow up, and now, folks, it's a tie score line again. I mean, how did we even make it here again?
It was 5-1.
It was 5-1. Oh. Well, folks, we made it here. We might as well continue. Only 2 rounds remaining in this half, and the off is indeed back in the hands of Tens. They were able to save it up all the way from the mid side. They delayed the spike for it, and Envy, not a great buy.
Tens is going to use that op towards the C side, and Sick has got to run it back for Sewers. So Cam goes in. Apologies. Pete goes in from Dapper and Sick, and he can use it to take that space, but they feel nothing. They hear nothing. They back away. The B hit is coming in here from Envy. Shock darts to try and delay. Ult's not necessarily present as FNS. He will get the spike down, and he's going to have lockdown, but it's a contention from 2 ults. Hunter's Fury and the run it back. And Sick is taking space, force players out of position. And while he's not going to deny FNS, trades go back as Ye and Zombs both battling 1-for-1.
Oh, Ye is still alive, and Ye is still battling. Still in the back of the B5, and there's nobody else here! Tens was actually able to get that! Quick scope on! And there you go! Tens continues his reign of terror, going on with the shorty, and now it's only Crash. He's in a 1v3. Only has a sheriff, but look at that flick! Okay. Crashy's a little crazy for that one, but it's still the same result, 6-5.
Okay, well, things got scary when Ye was popping off in the back and he was able to find a nice, nasty quick scope from Tens. He's able to lock down Victor out of that position. 6-5. How did we get here? 5 rounds in a row for both of these sides. And Sentinels with that one pistol round have themselves the advantage. 4 ults charged up for Envy, none which they got to use in the last round. Blade Storm, Lockdown, all present with the Hunter's Fury and Cosmic Divide on top. Sentinels with only just the one of Dapper. It looks like Envy have got full focus towards the A side, and while there's no Tens operator to slow them down, it's just Dapper and Shazam. A tag goes in, but no shots connect so far, and Sentinels, they can retake this site. It's Dapper still sitting and waiting. They're not convinced it's an A hit just yet, though, Gus.
No shots connecting, and no shot. We're actually going to have Sentinels still holding off this front line. Look at this comp still here, and look at the amount of util that Envy can end up using. Out goes the lockdown. The Ten still able to get a big pick. Out goes the right click. He's still trying to fight for short. Just about 4 seconds left, and he has to run away, but he has more than enough time and teammates to help. He is safe back over towards Heaven. Nobody gets detained. Cosmic Divide is still up. The plan finally goes in, and Tens, he's fully flashed! Crash is in the middle too! Oh my word! The FNS still trying to make his way through. It's a 1v2 for him, but Dapper with his drop in. He ends up getting the last 2, and that is gonna finish off the half. Sentinels, they see Envy, they see them win 5 rounds in a row. Whatever you do, we can do better. 6 rounds in a row to close off the half. And my, even just that last round alone just explains everything.
Yeah.
What is going on in this game? It's a pure war.
It is absolute chaos going down between these 10 players. Shazam and Tens both going crazy. Tens in that last round beat a maniac jumping down from heaven. Again, if this was the series that we get 3 maps, it had to be these 3 maps. Both teams are delivering. It's not as close as we could get, but it sure as heck is close.
Oh, it is pretty much as close as we can get. Yeah. We had a 6-6. We had a 7-5. I mean, margin is just 2, folks. Yeah. You guys know numbers, and you guys know that it's going to be yet another 3.5-minute break. We will be right back with the second half between Sentinels and Envy. Welcome on back, folks. It could be our epic conclusion for what is one of these two teams' runs to Berlin. Sentinels only one half away to it, and Envy still looking to bite back from 1-0 down. It's the second half starting off here on Haven, and Sentinels, again, they were not looking that hot, but it's the same exact story as the first half in map number 1. They brought it all the way back with 6 rounds in a row to have the lead going into the second half.
Envy here on this defensive side. I mean, we were expecting fireworks from both sides, and they delivered. Now, here with Envy on the defense, it feels like they have the stronger composition with Lockdown, KJ, and that Astra Util. But early on, Yay, he's going to bite the dust here on the B site. Now, speaking of KJ, the Util is still there in tens. He's just found a way to lurk up. He's just walking. Hold shift, hold W, and you've got space.
My favorite caster, I hold shift, will be very happy about this. Tens, hold and shift all the way up A, and that is complete control. Tens had all the information in the world. He went deep into short. He ended up getting the audio input. Only guy sitting A. It's a free plant for him.
I hold shift, we hold shift. Everyone in Sentinels is walking their way on in. Envy. 4 players left. What do they do? Okay, first contact. Crashy's going to be forced away nonetheless. Six still has a hot hands if he wants to heal.
Standing ahead.
Everyone on Sentinels has immediately backed away. 3 players towards long. Dapper being the only player looking for the contest over towards the sewer side. And Shazam with a recon bolt. They've already tapped the spike. They're getting it going.
Dapper not exactly able to fight back that first contact. All 3 players over towards long. Spike not being defused. Finally it is. Out goes that other shock start. And after 5 kills go down at the exact same time, it is Astra v Astra. Zoms tapping away, but Mark gets a massive headshot. It's only 1 shot to the body that he needs. Zoms barely showing a pixel. And it is no time. Oh, barely enough time for Marv to get that defuse, but just 0.6 seconds away from getting it. But it's Sentinels with yet another pissed around win.
I mean, Zoms, he gets the job done. All he does is jiggle back and forth. He realized the spike hasn't been tapped to have, so he's willing to take that commit there. And 8-5 Sentinels, it's a big round to pick up because Envy, this is the map where if they drop it, they drop to the lower bracket. Sentinels with a huge lead. They're going to fully invest. Now, Envy, they've been good so far at counterbalancing and taking back the 4 spies. They do it here again. 2 Spectres, 1 Stinger, and 2 Marshals to work with. We'll see if they can convert as Sentinels full focus towards the window sides. Shazam's going to send 1 recon bolts, but not a major contest towards either extremities.
Okay, this is a big fight from Envy, though. Yes, they have the lesser guns, but they still have a whole lot of armor and still something to work with. Couple SMGs here and there. The Marshals down the line, too. This is quite the proficient second round conversion. And Envy could potentially get out. Watch out still. I was thinking about a crossfire for a quick second, but the person from short, Victor, has actually backed out over towards long. This has actually allowed Sentinels, 2 players, to walk up short.
Yeah, their main smoker is now gone, and well, Victor's been given that chance. Like you said, they just walk on up. Sentinels will take sewers. Well, Envy were going to take long anyway, and now they're continuing to battle. Tens for at least 1 trade. Dapper's going to catch 1 Victor.
Crashies!
Trying to work back. Crashies, he's only got a Marshal. He has to hit his shot.
They have no clues here.
No scope. 1 tag, 2. He's going to find another. 3 versus 2, and Envy. It's 2 Marshals, a Stinger up against Sick and Dapper with Spectres.
Okay, Crashies has no clue where any of these last few players are, and there you go. Dapper sitting up in short. Trip still up. Say they would engage. And Yay, not here at a good angle. Not a good time either. Daps with a wide swing towards sights. Takes down Yay. Now look at this post play from Sentinels. Both of these last 2 players backing out towards what would be mid, and it's a perfect counteraction for the position of FNS. FNS thought that he was slick going up short, but Sentinels, they had the right idea. For the first time in this map, we end up seeing Sentinels with a second round.
Tricky positioning. I mean, FNS, he makes the jump over the trip, but with a Stinger from long range, it's a difficult battle to win against those Spectres. Sick on this 3rd round is already going to have his run it back charge. He doesn't really need to use it, knowing that Envy are going to definitely have the lesser guns, but that was the round that Envy, had they picked up, you reset Sentinels again, you could maybe find another streak like you did in the first half, but dropping that round, it's going to be another eco here as light investments with pistols and the single Marshal for Yay. Sentinels have themselves essentially a full bonus if they can win this round out. Sick. Again, with that run it back, he's going to be using that Phantom. It's a default from Sentinels, and FNS has already gotten aggressive towards the long cubby towards the C side, and Sentinels put their full focus towards A and contesting.
It's a big contestation from NV period throughout these back choke points. Mostly including C-Lock. Look at this approach from FNS. He's sitting right into the middle of Cubby.
Love it, because Ye is planning on playing long with this Marshall as well, so it's a great assist.
Oh my gosh, indeed it is. Out goes that first pick.
Oh.
The Frenzy has to get one, but Tens is forced to dash his way forward. Mars able to get another one. Look at the gap on Ye. Ye gets another pick. He's still sitting up on top of logs. Out goes the cross. Victor and Ye combined for 2. Shazam and Sick, last 2 remaining. And out goes the... Oh! The wrap back from 6. Shazam saves his teammates, but it's still... the round back from Envy, so close to saving his teammate, but it's a 9-6 scoreline that Envy had to scratch and claw for.
It feels like that these rounds are just far too chaotic. Swings go in, tags with Marshalls, and somehow Sheriffs ring out true and they find Envy a 6th round here. That was where Sentinels were looking, okay, if we can win this round, we can have the full bonus, but because their 2nd round goes down to such close margins, they don't have the credits here to go for the buyback. 4 Sheriffs to play with. Dapper can reinvest, but overall, Sentinels, they're reset, and Envy, they're still in this 2nd map.
It's intense for Envy, but Sentinels really just trying to dissipate a lot of this pressure. Early round proceedings doesn't exactly see much for Sentinels, as they've been actually very much used to actually banging out a couple of these deep choke points. And Envy, they're still playing up that same dynamic. 2 players watching up contact early. Sentinels, they haven't made a peep yet, except for Tens.
Tens, I think, was trying to avoid that alarm bot, but he took a step a little bit too forward before the cloudburst went down, and now Sentinels... You still have Sheriffs. Sick doesn't get a little bit of space. He's going to get full blinded, but no swing goes in. They know the contact is in garage, and you can obviously see with the A peeking long. There should be no one A. The focus swings back, and there are 3 players here. It is Sentinels with Sheriffs. It's deadly. Doesn't keep the gun out long enough, and he goes down.
FNS still around the corner, could be able to get a 2nd kill, and finally he does. He was running out of bullets, and he's still able to get a couple more in. Marv with a 3K holding back the sight. Yes, that is going to be pretty much the end of the round. Dapper looking for some economic damage. But this is all that Envy needs. This is the first round that they end up buying up the rifles. The op is finally back in their hands, and they save pretty much all of it.
Yeah, you gotta love FNS chasing down the classic. He's like, let me get my ult, let me get my ult points, let me get my ult points.
Back.
And his teammates just, taking those kills away. But he's only 2 off of it. Victor only being 1 off the Seeker, so a lot of crucial ults ready to come online in these next coming rounds for both sides. Sentinels are near completion on, again, the Hunter's Fury, the Bladestorm for Tens as well. So it's not a bad predicament that either team are in. The full buyback for both sides, our full rifle round here in number 5. Sentinels take a liking towards this A side. 4 players here. Zombs on alert towards C. This is kind of the typical default that we've seen so far. Envy, the operator Faith, at least here in Ye, has got the assist of Victor, but the concern pivots back towards Sewers. As Victor gets the info, patients aren't made. They're just a little bit more concerned where the hit's coming, if it's going to be A.
Yeah, it is. Seemed like we've had a plethora of contacts thus far here in the A site, but again, Sentinels so brutally slow to make their way up, and the first time that they even step their way forward, it is Ye with a well-timed peek, and he's going in for more. He's gonna be able to get 2, make it a 3rd. Victor is behind him to catch it up, and Sentinels with the rifles, they're breaking down.
Oh, 10 still able to trade one back. The operator out of their hands, but the round isn't done just yet. Envy, the deadly player they have to contest with. Dom's not too far off, as Tens is going to be able to back away slowly but surely. 4 versus 2 still. The B site clogged up with this utility. And if they want to rework it back in the garage, it's going to be nearly impossible with it going undetected. Alarm bot there present already, and yeah, 20 seconds left. Time is not on their favor, and it looks like Tens is going for a late re-exec into the A site off of a double Nebula fake over towards B.
Double Nebula fake. That is so much util being utilized, but for very, very good reason. Out goes the alarm bot fake. 5 seconds left. 4 seconds left. Tens. No, it doesn't plant. It's not even gonna go for it. And instead opt for the kill. And wow, I at least anticipated Tens to try to go for that, but felt the danger and it made sense.
I think it's fair that Tens doesn't go for it because he knows he can hold on to the rifle. He's got Bladestorm no matter what, even if he were to go for the spike plant. If he gets the kill, Bladestorm comes online. Yep. If he were to die, he would still get the Bladestorm. So he takes the risk. He didn't feel like planning. He does get a kill, weaken the economy, just a tad bit of Envy. The important thing is you hold in the 2 rifles. You'll get the Bladestorm online here. you can drop that rifle over. So it's not the worst of buys. Intense does drop it over to Shazam. So Sentinels, it's a weakened buy with 2 Spectres, but essentially you've got 3 rifles.
And I mean, it was 2 people that ended up saving in the first place. I mean, Zoms, yes, he could also redistribute the cash, and it works out just fine for Sentinels. They have the rifles they need, but do they have the positions that they want? Crashies has it all over towards Long, and he's able to pretty much create all this space now for Envy, except for in the middle of sight. There's only 1 person over towards Long. Ten's essentially dashing his way through with a heat-seeking missile right onto the head of Crashies, and still the rest of Sentinels rotating. Still slowly make their way slowly onto A, having some trouble with the cabbages, but Cosmic Divide down. It's a 4-on-4.
Night tag already. Tens going risky. He does find a kill up top in the heavens, but there's still more to come as Shazam sending shock darts the way of the connector side, and Ten's still sitting in the middle. It's instead Shazam to nick that kill, and Ten's down low. It's 1 player left as FNS is coming in for the backstab, but it's a little bit too late. All of his compadres have already gone down in FNS. It's a 1 versus 2. Both players split. He's got 1v1s, but he can't win the first. Sentinels, apparently those 2 save rifles are what win them that round, as Tens comes up big with that Blade Storm saved up.
Yeah, Tens, he ends up getting not only 1 kill in the middle, but yes, he ends up redistributing the cash. One of the players that ended up doing so from the last round stays alive for another one. That is Zoms. And I mean, I don't think that's going to be the instant karma play of this game, but I still think that that's a very good team play overall, and that is good karma at least going forward for Sentinels, because they desperately needed it. They were about to get reset once again, and overall the vibes need to go up. Envy are getting dangerously close with one of their final buys.
Sam sent this Alodrome last round, and he's going to try and pocket off of something. Nice first tag, whereas the second, he's not going to be able to finish it off. In astral form as well. Sick is going to take the space, grab a Nova Pulse, he all avoids. Mark is good to at least knock down the run it back. That's not enough. Mark knows one is charged in, everyone has arrived. No scope from
Here goes Ye.
Just 3, but there's the shutdown again from Shazam, and well, Crashy's all alone, can't do much in this situation. 11-8 as Sentinels, 2 rounds, and they've got Berlin.
2 rounds away from the German homeland, as at least for now, Sentinels so desperately close to getting back to that Masters set that they so love to try to carry around. Envy, however, still slide in with another pick after this. But it's going to have to be this round, Sully. Look at their buy already, and it's getting a little bit desperate. But thankfully, they've actually slowed it down a little bit. They were thinking about full rifles, but they've actually gone back to a half buy. Just about 2K in the bank for most of these players. Envy only maintaining 1 player over towards that mid side, 3 over towards A. It's a heavy reliance on util between C and B.
Yeah, this is really scary for Envy. Turret's being spotted. Sick is going to break. 2 players charging up. It's both Sick and 10, so where's the scare? It's up towards the top. And Sick looking to punish, and they are good to get this first frag. The C site opened up. The guns are still readily available here for Envy, as well the spike should be going down momentarily. There is still a chance as Envy pull up the 4v4.
Oh, Sick. Getting not only revealed, but the hound right on him. Out goes Zoms with the spray down. 2 players in that same angle trying to hold off Envy. And Crashies! Okay, interesting. He gets a collateral off of that 1 shot, but it's really the only action that Envy got throughout that entire round. Sentinels 4-map match in qualification points to make their way to Berlin.
1 more round is all it's going to take. 1 slip up, and Envy will be dropping to that lower bracket. They have the full buy. They have ults. They've got 2 ults. These were the saviors that they had on Icebox. They couldn't bring us to OT, but they brought us to 24 rounds. Now they've got to try and do it here again and duplicate their results. Crashies, Hunter's Fury, lockdown for FNS. Here they come, here they go. Intense is going to be the first blood. Victor good for at least the immediate 2 off the bat, and while Crashies is looking to try and respond, he is in the back lines. 4 versus 3, and Zombs is desperately low on HP.
Crashies still has that ping over towards Long, but the shock darts aren't able to connect. Still that man disadvantage that Sentinels are now starting to lack out over towards the back site. They had the right pieces, they had the right proponents, and they continue to take advantage of it. More kills going back for Ye and Crashies. Zom's now the only one remaining in a 1v4, and all the momentum has been stopped. Yes, it is yet another round back for Envy. Sentinels, they have cash to go into the next, but Envy, luckily, with 4 players alive, most of their rifles and their utility is going to stay through.
Envy, like you said, keeping things at least intact. That's probably the biggest thing. Huge double pick coming out from Victor to at least open things up and give them that opportunity. The buy still in their favor, but same thing with Sentinels. Cash has been built up to the point where they can continue to buy. They might need one reset here or there, but is that going to be enough to phase them? Probably not, as Envy. They know what is at stake with every single round. They're setting themselves up, 2 players, a third in rotation. If you want to count Ye in towards the garage side, one solo on this A side. And well, Crashies has got a lot of work to do as he realizes the majority of this focus is towards A, and he's a little bit overwhelmed, so he calls for rotations. Victor comes in, still that lockdown to play with if they want to go for a retake.
Ooh. Okay, Dapper. And revealed a little bit. They know that the Cypher is at least over towards that A area, even though the Owl drone didn't end up pinging. But once again, Sentinels maintaining a default mindset.
Yep.
And Envy, I mean, quite rarely now, and the same thing with Sentinels, neither one of these 2 teams want to interact with one another. We're not seeing anyone from Envy deep in these choke points, not even watching them at that.
No.
And Sentinels, well, they almost have to enact what is literally the name of the side. They are the attacking side. They're the ones that have to do the attacking. They're the ones that have to make their way through. Early on, it is the Seekers getting a whole lot of information over towards long.
Seekers go out. One Cabbage is having trouble finding anything as it's bouncing between sewers, but run it back activated. Sick is trying to sell a huge fake, knowing the Seekers got that contact, but nobody on Envy has taken this fight. They are completely wary to the fact that it's a full fake, and well, Sick, run it back doesn't find much. Suddenly a 5 versus 3, a Shazam down low, and Ye up top, taking him down with the knives. It's clean here from the side of Envy as they take now a 10th round to bring Sentinels at least down a peg in this second map.
That's another big one too. Envy completely flawless. It's not exactly the hope that Sentinels like to see, because I think their economy is actually starting to dwindle now too. They might start to contemplate holding back for this round and going into the very last, and indeed, they will.
Oh, man.
Okay, listen. We've had our fair share of Shikos.
Yep.
But
let's not hope it happens here.
Yeah, right. We like drama, folks. And Envy, more than likely, they have the rifles. They're trying to push this to the 24th round. But the pistols, they're all grouped out around C.
Yeah, full send here, it feels like, as Tens has still got that updraft and dash available, so he's looking to create space. Everyone behind, 2, 3, 4 players now starting to make a rotation from Envy. It's quiet. Lights out here for Sentinels. They shut the noise, rework their way back into garage to try and reposition, and Tens is the spearhead. You need the confusion in garage. It's Sick. He has no curveballs left, so the peak is risky, and well, our 2 players basically right there, and well, Sentinels, this is the time where they need to make a move soon.
Sick is still very much quiet, and he's the only person making any sort of headway. But this is what Envy is trying to work for. They have contact on the outside of garage. Tens goes in for a peek. There's one person watching outside garage, like I mentioned. So Sick, even if he does go for this peek, even if he is more proactive in C, well, he's probably going to get peeked out. He's probably going to go down. Out goes at least that wide swing. Out goes the dash from 10. Goes down in a heap. 2 more players over towards garage. And the guiding light is going to shut down all of that pressure. It is yet another flawless round from Envy, as now they are looking cold-blooded. 1 more round separates Envy and Sentinels.
It feels like the nerves are rattled here on the Sentinel side. They know they don't want to make a mistake. This is their best chance to close out the series. And again, Envy know it as well. 1 round, 1 mess up, they slip to the lower bracket. Sentinels, eye back in their favor. 1 ult, that being the Cosmic Divide. We've been sitting on FNS's lockdown. Keep in mind, he's had that since 8 to 12. And now we're looking to see if this is the round he wants to use it to bring us to an overtime. And Sentinels, it's a full send of the A site. Where is FNS? He's right here, ready. But this lockdown, it's not going to have the effect that he wants if they're just going to full rush.
There is a full rush. This Owl drone slowly but surely clearing out, but there's a reason why they're backing out. Again, that lockdown still ready on FNS. Just waiting for any sort of return off that because Shazam technically on that front line could get this plant down. And could also get that ulti, but it's actually Sick going in for the plant. Interestingly enough, Shazam still going back for it. Out goes that lockdown, and the Hunter's Fury charged up for Shazam over towards Long, off the orb, and it works out. And it works out to shut down the lockdown. Everyone on Sentinels still in the middle of sight. It's a 5v5. It is full even strength for these two teams to battle for this last round. In goes the take. Cosmic Divide still up in Long. Victor gonna be able to get 1. 2 kills going back. Jam with a wide swing. Man advantage now for Envy. Out goes the 2v2. Dapper holding it down. Headshot onto Marv. Marv, how much more can you survive, my friend? 64 HP back on Sick. He has the space. He has the molly in the middle of the spike. Marv goes for the fake, but it's not gonna work. Gute Reise, Sentinels. Have a good trip because we'll see you in Berlin.
An unbelievable best of 3 series, and it ends 13-11 on map 2.